a fantastic goal! Taken down, referee calling it. Good advantage for Spurs. It's to be foul! Oh, save! Gascoigne going to have a crack. He is, you know. Oh, I say! Messi. Oh, brilliant skill from Lionel Messi. Surging forward with real menace here. Brilliant from Messi. Oh, what a goal that is!
Yes, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Sam here from Football Heritage TV. So what have we got today? Today, as you can see, we've got Fulham versus Manchester United in the Premier League. I've got the game here. I'm sure you've all got the game on. And a massive game. In the context of things, normally Fulham versus Man United isn't going to be this massive game. But Fulham versus Manchester United now, surely one more defeat for Ten Hag. Surely one more defeat for Ten Hag. And it's curtains, isn't it? Let me know your thoughts. What are we saying? The team news, they're about to kick off. Sorry, I was running a bit late this morning. Had a few little jobs to do. The team news is as follows. So Fulham line up with Leno in goal. Castagne, Batty, Ream and Robinson as the back four. Harry Wilson and Paulinho as the midfield two. Iwobi, Pereira and Willian behind Rodrigo Muniz, who has scored 7 goals for Fulham in 50 games. So I'm not sure how many people are reckoning he might get, but 7 in 50 is what they've gone with up front. Then Man United. And for me, this looks so weak. It looks really, really weak. Onana in goal. Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Evans and Dalot as the back four. McTominay and Eriksen in the middle with Garnacho, Fernandes, Anthony with Højlund up front. And both teams on the bench. Fulham have got Ballo-Touré, Kearney, Carlos Vinicius, the ex-Spurs forward, Bobby De Cordova-Reid, Def Figueroa, Jimenez, Lukic, Reed and Rodak. And Man United have Amrabat, Bayindir, Mainu, Martial, Mebri, Mount, Palestri, Reguilon, and Varane. So Man United's injuries are piling up. The likes of Casemiro, Diallo, Lindelof, Malacia, Martinez, Rashford, Sancho, and Shaw all injured. So this should be an interesting one. As it stands, let's have a look where they both are in the league table. So as it stands, Man United are 8th on 15 points. So already they're 8 points off top 4 and 11 points off Tottenham at the top of the table. And then Fulham, you have to go further back to 14th. Fulham are in 14th, but they do have a 7-point cushion between them and the bottom 3. Let me know your thoughts. What are we going for today? I fancy Fulham to nick this. I could be wrong. Man United might pull something out of the bag. For me, and by the way, apologies, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather today. For me, I just feel like Fulham might have this. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Let's see some chats. Let's see some predictions in the chat. What's the score going to be today? 1 second. Oh, dearie me. 1 second. There we go. Sorry, I had to get some water in. Right. So Sweeney Todd has gone 1-0 Fulham. Who's in the chat? We've got Sweeney Todd 70. Big up to you, Sweeney Todd. We have got BVB David. He is in the chat. Big up to you, David. Obviously, Dortmund versus Bayern Munich later today. That should be an interesting game. So we'll keep our eyes peeled for Dortmund versus Bayern Munich. Bayern not been good this year. Not been good. I know they're still right up there, but they just not look the same, have they? We've got Phil Coys in the chat. Said, big up Savva. Playing Chelsea Monday night is probably the first time in a while I've been confident of beating them. Yeah, we'll talk about Chelsea a little bit later. But yeah, why not? Why not indeed? Is my camera, do I look a bit small on camera? Is that a bit too big? We'll find out if people complain, won't we? Big up to Epistemic Autocracy. Big up to you, my friend. Big up to Sweeney Todd. All is good, Maya, mate. Yeah, not been feeling great the last few days, but other than that, all is good. All is good. Amin has said Girona is the most surprising team in the world right now, owned by Sheikh Mansour City Group. They currently hold the second spot on the La Liga table. If I'm not wrong, aren't they playing? If I'm not wrong, let's have a look. Spain, La Liga. Yeah, Girona are playing at 1 o'clock. So we'll keep you abreast of the scores there. But yes, Girona are playing right now. I've got a new, hopefully, let me know what you think of the background. Perchy's been working some wonders. Let me know what you think of the background with the grass, with the logos, with the timer. Let me know what you think. Steve D is in the chat. Big up, Steve, and said, afternoon all. United win. A blind squirrel finds a nut eventually. I love that. A blind squirrel finds a nut. Not confident about Monday at all. Chelsea like to spoil our party. Interesting. Epistemic has gone, I've done 6 ACCAs. Let's hope Fulham win. 6 ACCAs. Wow. I haven't done an ACCA yet. I'll do one in between this and Around the Grounds. We've got Around the Grounds following this game, and then following Around the Grounds, we have got, who is it? Newcastle versus Arsenal. It should be a really good game. Sweeney Todd's gone 1-0 Fulham. Come on, people. Let's get some predictions in. Surely we'll get some predictions in, no? No one fancies giving us a score prediction. Smash the like button as well. Come on, people. We've only got 26 likes. Let's smash that like button. Let's get them up. Phil Coys has gone 2-1 to Fulham. BVB David has gone with 1-1. And Kate is in the house as well. And Savva, just don't think Man U players are playing for Eric Ten Hag anymore. Hope you feel better soon. Yeah, I'm all right. I just felt a little bit under the weather. And the other half has got the dreaded COVID, but I've not got it. Big up to absolutely everyone. Should be a good game. Let's see if I can get this scoreboard to work. Oh, yeah, I've gone too early there. Hang on. I'll put 1 second on the clock. Let's go back to this in 1 second. They're about to kick off. Let's see if I can get this spot on. Are you ready? Man United are going to get us kicked off. It looks like, is that Anthony who's going to get us kicked off, or Bruno? There we go. And we are off. Man United away to Fulham. Fulham will surely fancy themselves here. This is not a good Man United side. This is not a Man United side in any sort of form. Newcastle gave them a bit of a battering, didn't they? They gave them a bit of a battering. But we'll see at some point, as per Steve D, every squirrel finds a nut eventually, the blind ones. So we will see. There are 75 of you in here, and it's growing by the second. As you come in, smash the like. Come on, let's not be tight with this. Let's get to 60, 70 likes ASAP. Tottenham Hotspur FC Legends said, what do you think the score will be on Monday? I went for 3-2 Spurs. I'm not sure. I feel like at some point, I don't think this game, at some point, I think our luck's going to run out. I think we've been quite lucky recently, if I'm honest. We will find out, though. Kate has said, I think a draw. Kate's going with a 1-1 draw in this game. And David Jin Goala has gone with Man U to win this game 2-1. This should be interesting. I've not seen too much of Rodrigo Muniz up top. So let's see what it's all about. Harry Maguire is down on the ground receiving treatment. So we will see what's going on with Harry Maguire. They've got Varane on the bench. Maybe not fit enough to start. Just come back from an injury. He's warming up. I can see that Varane is warming up. Freezing. Absolutely freezing. Wish I'd put a jumper on. And because I'm here on my own, I can't pop off and quickly get a jumper because I'll leave you all here with nobody. Good afternoon, El Dante. So good afternoon, Sarah. Good afternoon to you. Hope you're all good. All good my end. Said Man United midfield missing a true DM again. This could be messy again. Yeah, I mean, when you look at that midfield, McTominay and Eriksen, for me, Eriksen's a lovely footballer. Is he a DM? Is he a holding player? Is McTominay? Look, we'll find out. Do Fulham have enough? the one thing I would say when Fulham played Spurs, I thought they were a nice, neat, tidy, well-organised team. But did they have enough to break us down? They got in behind a couple of times, but I don't think they quite had enough. Let me know what you think. Jay has said he hopes that Arsenal, or he or she, or they, or them, whatever you're allowed to call people these days, said, I hope Arsenal and Newcastle draw. Yeah, it should be a good game nonetheless. Two teams that play good football. Arsenal surely will be better than they were midweek against West Ham, and Newcastle fresh off of the 3-0 battering of Man United, who we're watching now. So this should be an interesting game. I'll keep you up to date with any scores that are going on in the world. Right now, you've got Ross County versus Celtic. I'll keep you up to date with that. You've also got Girona versus away at Osasuna at 1 p.m. And if Girona win that, they go top. They are currently second, level on points with Real Madrid. That's a huge, huge shock in La Liga. Anyway, here goes Fulham. They're running down the line, and Bruno Fernandes has swiped it away for a throw into Fulham. What do we make of Man United? I mean, I forget that they've been doing poor in terms of results, but this team, it just doesn't function, does it? It doesn't look like a good Man United side at all. So let me know what you think about that. Who have we got? Here's Fulham coming down the line. Here's Pereira. Pereira's cutting onto his right foot, whips it in. Evans gets it clear. Not the most convincing clearance I've ever seen. And Fulham have still got the ball. Fulham are taking the game to Man U at the moment. Here's Castagna. And it's a throw-in deep in the Man United half for Fulham after Dalot. Good tackle on Castagna there. I fancy Fulham. I'm not going to lie. I fancy Fulham. And you've got to say, I think if... I think that this could be the last game for Ten Hag if they lose. Who have we got in the chat? Big up to Rimon. Said, afternoon, Savva. Man U always seems to feel when they least deserve it, they'll win 2-1. 2-1. Rimon's going for a 2-1 Man United win. They've won a few games, right? They're just a bad team, like just to watch, just the players. Which LK has gone with 1-1. Good morning, Savva, and everyone in the chat. All the way from Canada. Bobby K in the house. Bobby K in the house as Man United look to go forward. A hopeful ball into Højlund, and Fulham have a free kick. El Dante, I said Fulham are often like in the Three Little Pigs. This should be good. Lots of huff and puff, but no goals. But good result midweek. The Ipswich and United give up more than we do. So we'd expect Fulham to score. Yeah, well, 5 minutes, 37 seconds gone. No one's really done anything yet, but we'll see. We'll see. Which LK has just come in and said, Man, you are trash. No style. Fair enough. El Dante said, I don't think that their first team is good enough. Full of players that are more relegation quality than top 4. Epistemic, I've got, I'll do why is my clock too fast? Sorry, why is the clock, hang on, let's pause it. There you go. It's level with Sky Sports. Hang on, let's see, 1 sec. There you go. It's level with Sky Sports. Is that okay? Yeah, what have I got on today as someone's at my back garden? Who's in my back garden? What I've got on today is Fulham. I've got a cheeky little bet on Fulham to win this game. And then I'm going to do the Accas. I always put an afternoon Acca on just before the kickoffs. I don't like to do it too early. I like to see the team news. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I will probably put in Man City halftime, full-time in that game, and then a couple of other wins to pad it out. I'm not sure. Yes, understood. That was about Man United. I understood that. Rimon. Oh, by the way, a free kick to Man United here. Paulinho giving away a free kick on Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes has got to be the most irritating footballer in the Premier League. I don't know why. Not sure why it's level with Sky, so I'm not sure why it's fast. Bobby K, big up to you. Donna Cullens here said Mr. Savva, I have a suite booked for 2 of us to watch Chelsea game while cuddling together. You enjoy that cuddle with yourself. Donna. Big up to you. Uncle Disraeli said, did the 3 little pigs try to score goals? Wow. Free kick flipped in from Man United, and Man United are 1-0 up. Man United are 1-0 up, and it is Scott McTominay. A really poor goal to give away. There was nothing in it. The free kick from the foul on Bruno Fernandes by Paulinho. The free kick was whipped into the back post. It was caressed, if you will. Hang on, let's see if they're going to look at this. I don't think they can give that as offside. No, I don't think that. They'll have a look at it. But what happened was Harry Maguire was running in, and then behind Harry Maguire was Garnacho. Garnacho just pulled it back across goal. And there was McTominay. And when I say he was 1 yard out, I mean 2 yards out, tapping. I don't think that will be offside. You never know. You never know. VAR are looking at it. It all depends. It all depends. I mean, there were a couple of players off, but were they interfering with the goal? I don't know the rules anymore. I'll be brutally honest with you. I don't understand the rules. Garnacho that pulled it back definitely wasn't, from what I can see. These should be goals. For me, this should be a goal. I think all of this, drawing a line to make sure that everything is 100% right, is just killing football. Let's see what they're going to give. For me, I think it's a goal. VAR, the fact that VAR are still looking at this tells me why the reffing is horrendous and why VAR is horrendous. If they're still looking at this, this is just ridiculous. How can this go on for this long? We're still waiting. Madness. Honestly, I think it's going to be offside. They've given it as offside. This isn't going to count. I think that's ridiculous. I mean, I don't support either of these 2 teams. You know, I'd say the same thing if this was Spurs game. It's just, I don't see how that's offside. If I'm brutally honest, this is, honestly, the standard of refereeing in this country and VAR is killing football. It is killing football. I'll get loads of people going, oh, Savva, it's not VAR. It's the people that run. It is killing football. And now this is the farce that it is. Now, even though VAR has given the lines to say it's offside, the ref now, after 3 minutes, is running over to the monitor. What on earth is going on? All of that time just for the referee to go to VAR, to the monitor. What is going on? Honestly, it is farcical. Absolutely farcical. Let's be brutally honest. Forget for a minute, people, whether you like Man United or not. It's not about Man U scoring. How can this even need to be looked at? It was just, hang on, he has given it as offside. He's given it as offside. Oh, the rules of football baffle me. What an absolute farce that is. It's taken over 3 minutes to work out that goal is offside. Absolutely farcical. Bit like that bit of hair sticking up. You see that little bit of hair there? See that little... does it matter? Who cares? What a joke. I'll be brutally honest with you, people. Does anyone believe that should have been disallowed? Anyone believe that sort of thing should be disallowed? I don't get it. Man U can probably feel very hard done by. I think that's a farcical decision. Here come Man United again, though. Garnacho is tackled well by Castagna, and now it's gone out for a Fulham goal kick. I give up. I give up with VAR. There are people that like VAR. I will never understand those people. I will never understand those people that think VAR is a good thing for football. I think it's killing the game. Anyway, as you were, goal kick. Fulham have taking a goal kick. I haven't seen that for ages. A player taking the goal kick rather than the keeper. The ball is launched long. Man United can go all the way back to Onana. And Fulham, in the first 12 and a half minutes of this game, haven't been in it. If we're brutally honest, they've not been in this game. Big up to Bobby K. He said it's going to be 2-1 to United today. I'll tell you what, if Fulham keep playing like this, Fulham haven't done a thing. Fulham haven't done a thing. Can they go forward here? Here's a Iwobi. He's nutmegged Ericsson, but there was no one making the run for Fulham. Onana can clear it. Not the best clearance, but Man United retain possession of the ball. And a nothingy game continues to be pretty nothingy. Here's Willian. Goes all the way back to his goalkeeper, who launches the ball out for a throw. That was very, very weird. Absolutely, El Dante, smash the like button. I mean, really, El Dante. We should be on 75 likes by now. We're only on 45. Smash that like button. Come on. If you haven't already, please subscribe as well. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel as well. Perchy and I will be very, very grateful. And this game it needs life into it. It's Fulham are dreadful. Iwobi plays the ball forward. Harry Wilson is fouled there by Dallo. Yeah, Fulham really, really need to get going in this game. Donna Cullen has said, Mr. Savva, you're getting younger by the day. If only this were true. Bobby K has said, McTominay again. Maybe we can get him to teach Richie how to shoot. Oh, God. Richarlison would have missed that from 2 yards. Awful, awful footballer. Big up, Bobby K, by the way. Have a great day, man. Have a great day. Off to the football. Enjoy it, my friend. El Dante said VAR should have a time limit. If it takes longer than a minute, then the decision was not a clear and obvious error. I agree, mate. Do you know what? I'm going to go even lower than you. For me, it should be 30 seconds. I just think it's killing football. No one's going to tell me that what just happened there was A, the right decision, and B, good for football. I just think it was embarrassing for football. El Dante says, Savva checking his hair isn't offside. Yeah, look, offside. Listen, Hines said, never offside, and I can't stand United. Yeah, I think the problem with it for me now is they're looking to cancel goals. They're looking to cancel goals. As I said the other day, like, I mean, if anyone saw that bloke the other day, I won't mention his name because he messages me just full of abuse. The other day when I said, well, I think Jordan Ayew's goal was, was it? Hang on, here's Willian driving through. Here's Fulham. Here's Harry Wilson. Harry Wilson, good save, but it's offside anyway. It's offside. Fulham looked like they could have opened the score in there, but Willian didn't quite unleash his shot. It was a great ball played through to him by, I want to say Pereira, who's got the blonde hair. Willian cut him past two, had a shot. Right, yeah, it was Rodrigo Munoz in the middle who was offside because he joined in play. Yeah, so that was definitely offside. Listen, I completely agree with you. I said the other day, like, Jordan Ayew's goals like that, they're goals. Like, these have never been disallowed throughout the test of time. And because I said I thought it was a goal, someone going, well, why do you want teams to score against Spurs? I said, no, I don't. I just hate the rules now. I just hate that every single goal has to be watched. Has to be watched back. Hey, that's just me. Here's Fulham. Fulham can break in the midfield. Paulinho whips the ball all the way out to, is that Harry Wilson? Done well there. He's held it up. Here is Iwobi. Plays the ball in. They're just not very good going forward, Fulham, are they? I just don't know where Fulham's volume of goals this season will come from. I'm not saying they won't win, but I don't see where their volume of goals will come from. Obviously, last season they had goals from the likes of Mitrovic. This season, I'm just not sure. Have they got enough goals? Can Iwobi grab a few? Pereira, Willian, Muniz, Carlos Vinicius. They've got Jimenez as well, who's definitely not the same striker. Here's Man United. Will Rasmus Højlund ever score a goal? Let's have a look at Rasmus Højlund, shall we? where are we? Live. By the way, in the Ross County Celtic game, Ross County have had a man sent off after 8 minutes. 8 minutes, and Celtic are down to, Ross County are down to 10 men. That's 82 minutes they've got to play against Celtic, who are top of the table with 10 men. That's going to be a long day. What was I checking? I was checking Rasmus Højlund. So Rasmus Højlund has played 7 Premier League goals without a goal or assist. Tough times for him. Tough times. I feel sorry for him. I do. I think that Man U are an awful team that don't really create anything for him, but got to score at some point. Jefferman has said, I like it only when it's in our favour. Otherwise, it's crap. That's the honest answer. Mate, I'll be honest. I get it. I don't like it at all. Whether it's for or against Spurs, I hate it. I hate it. Things like the Romero handball, like what are you meant to do? If someone fires the ball at you and you're there, what are you meant to do? I don't know. I don't know. Can anyone tell me why are the Fulham crowd all holding up a yellow piece of card? Anyone know why? Big up Rob Belcher. Thank you very much, my man. Yeah, I brought Perchie in. Yeah, everyone needs to adopt a Perchie. But please remember that a Perchie is for life, not just for Christmas, all right? We can't just get rid of him after Christmas. He is for life. Big up. Perchie, what he is, of everyone I've met in this YouTube world, he's the most genuine, down-to-earth guy with a good heart. He is a really, really good guy. Honestly, this world of YouTube can be, I don't know what the word is. It can be crazy. It can be crazy, but Perchie keeps it nice and real. Louis K, big up man, has said VAR is corrupt. Seriously ruined the game. Listen, I don't disagree with you. By the way, we're going to have Barry or Nick or Nickerson Royale, whatever you want to call him, the guy with the worst opinions in football, is joining. He hasn't, by the way, just because he likes Emerson Royale. He'll be joining us in a minute. Dave has said that's robbery, even as a neutral. That's shocking. Yeah, I just don't know the rules anymore. For me, I'm looking at that over and over again going, how? Like, how is that offside? But hey, it is what it is. And yeah, this is not a good game. I'm going to be brutally honest. But Newcastle Arsenal, we've got at 5 o'clock. And then we've got Around the Grounds. Obviously, used to be on Perchie's channel. Is now on this channel. It's now on our joint channel, the Football Heritage TV. We'll be going to that at about 2:45 after this game. So I think I'm on from midday through till 7:30. So it is what it is. Hello? Hey. No. Oh, are you there? Yeah. 1 second. Yes. Can you do me a favor, please? Hello? Hello. Oh, gosh. Jesus. Could you possibly get me a pint of water? Something has flown into mine. Like a fly has gone into my water. Is that all right? Am I allowed to put the heating on? No, didn't think so. I get told off all the time, you see, everyone. I always want the heating on, and the other half never wants the heating on. Her answer to me is, put a jumper on. It's cold, you know. Like, I'm Greek. I like the heat. I like the warmth. Big up Adam, who said if Maguire was not their defender, would not go to him, meaning he affected the play in my eyes. Yeah, I even then, I mean, these offsides, we're talking like, you know what I mean? It's like that. Offside, you used to have to be offside, you know. Sean said, come on, Fulham, from a Spurs fan. Big up to you, Sean. Hope you're well, my friend. Epistemic autocracy. I love this name. I just love this name. I said, embrace the vibes. Sure, let's embrace the vibes. Why not? Why not? By the way, if anyone's wondering why I've not got my headphones anymore, my headphones don't work. And I did ask the wife for some headphones for my birthday. Did you hear that? They'll be here by tomorrow, apparently.
It said they were delivered, but they clearly haven't been.
And that's the first time you've ever heard her voice live, isn't it? There you go. They said they'd be delivered, but they haven't. I reckon she's just scrimped out and not buying me a birthday present. What do you reckon? So we will be getting some headphones soon. When it's like this, it doesn't matter because she just hears me talking. But when everyone else is on the show with me, obviously she hears everyone talking out of the screen. Big up Ellie in the chat. Said, anyone joining you today? Yeah, Barry's on his way. Barry's on his way. And then I don't know who's joining me for the 3 o'clock. And I don't know who's joining me for Arsenal Newcastle. Steve, I'm sure, will be joining us soon. I reckon it's probably about 6 in the morning for him, though. And I'm going to put it out there right now after I've had this bit of water. This. Can you see that bit of fluff in his mouth? Everyone see that bit of fluff in his mouth? Hang on. Come in. Look at this fluff in his mouth. Does anyone see that? Look. He won't let me get it, look. He won't let me get it. Look. Anyone else's dog too? Good boy. This, I'm going to put it out there, is the worst game I think I've seen all season. This is horrific. Neither team can complete a few passes. Just looks awful. And there's Calvin Bassey with a header away. And Fulham can break. Can Fulham break? Oh, again, Fulham had the ball halfway line. You're thinking, put your foot on it. Just play it slowly through the channels. And just lumped it forward. Big up to you, Ellie. Big up to Rob Belcher as well. Thank you, man. Hope you're well. Big up to Steve D, who said, hi, Ellie. Big up to Ellie, former THFC ladies player as well. She reckons she was skillful. I don't know. I'd love to see some footage, Ellie. I've got a feeling she played just like Højbjerg with not really any skill, just lots of hard work. The White Roosters in the chat said, I want Fulham to win, but that decision is up there as one of the worst I've seen. VAR has to go. Yeah, shocking decision. God knows what you're talking about. Parquois says, your wife sounds like a sensible lady. I just love I love heating. I like to feel hot and warm all the time. Big up to you as well. Big up to El Dante, who said, if there was no VAR and the ref's decision was the one, then everyone would just complain about poor refs. But I'm still complaining about poor refs, El Dante. The thing is, at least then we knew what it was. Now they're getting things wrong, even with VAR. So for me, what does it matter? Kate has said, Savva, it's a protest with eye-watering ticket prices. That makes sense. Thanks, Kate. Yeah, I did wonder why everyone was just sort of waving these yellow cards about, but that makes sense. Epistemic has said, women think about the money burning. I don't know. I'm just cold. I just like warmth. Mohammed has said, who's worse, Anthony or Dan James? I don't know what's happened. I watched Anthony play for Ajax and he was brilliant. Hang on, here's Harry Wilson. He's pulled the ball back. He's gone all the way across to nobody. This is a bit like when Fulham played us. You get the feeling they could play for weeks without scoring a goal. They just don't have any danger. Yeah, Anthony was brilliant. Ajax, brilliant footballer. And I don't know, maybe this is one of those ones where a new manager comes in. Maybe a new manager comes in and he gets better. I just don't know. There's too many Man United players who are normally better than this that aren't good at the moment. I don't think they're playing for the manager. It's a shambles. And by the way, when Barry does get here, I will be going to get a jumper, just so you know. It is freezing. Oh, okay. Here's Man United. Garnacho on the left wing. He's held it up, pulls it back with his right, goes all the way back to McTominay, who is offside. Football now is just a series of offside and VAR decisions, isn't it? That's all football is. Ellie, having a little chat, said, hi, Rob, my Jimmy Greaves man and a great Spurs fan. One and all, much love, Rob. Big up, Ellie, one of my favourites in the community. Always good to have a laugh with and always enjoying the banter. It doesn't matter what we call each other. I think we disagree on more things than we agree on, but you've got to love Ellie. So smash that like. Please go and subscribe to her and Kate, who I've got the channel, just a girl who loves Spurs. So please go and subscribe to that channel. And let's have a look. Oh, hang on. Who's messaged me on TikTok? Okay, we can go to that later. And someone's messaged me? No, okay, that's good. Good. By the way, 27 minutes gone. Oh, I thought that was going to go through. I thought that was going to go through all the way. A ball was whipped in from the left to the back post. I thought the defender would clear it easily, but the Fulham player managed to get there, but not get enough on it. Fulham can go forward again here. Tim Ream has played a lovely ball down to Robinson. He's kept it in. Robinson pulls it all the way back to the edge of the box and headed away by Garnacho. Paulinho now plays it out wide to, I want to say, Lukic or Castagna. Out to Calvin Bassey, and Fulham have got the ball back on the halfway line. This game, I'm gonna come out with some cliches. If ever a game needed a goal, and I think that cross, if anyone's just seen that cross, I think let me check before the Willian whipped it to the back post. Oh, to be fair, sorry, Willian's whipped it to the back post. Wilson was coming in and Dalot did really well. Dalot did really well, got down low and just got a foot on it because Harry Wilson could have tapped that home. Big up to Sean. No. My wife does definitely not want to be. It's weird because people who follow me and Perchy on Perchy and I, on Instagram, they keep trying to follow my wife. And she's like, do you know this person? I'm like, oh yeah, they watch my show. She's like, why are they following me? I don't know. She's got nothing to do with football, so I don't know why. But people keep following her. THFC Legends said, people smash the like and subscribe. Yeah, smash the like. Please smash the like. And look who it is. Look who it is in his Tottenham top. Still no haircut, but here he is in all his glory. How are you, mate?
Well, yeah, you're right. I do look at the state of this. We're talking about. I know you're very on point with your haircut, but yeah, I've gone wild today. I've gone wild.
It's almost like you're doing a Couva. Like it's like you and Couva having a competition to see who can grow their hair the quickest. You know what I mean?
Definitely not. I need to get it cut, and I'm just trying to work out when I'm going to do it because I need to do it before Monday night's game. But so it looks like it's going to have to be tomorrow.
I mean, all of these first world problems knocking around in your life right now. Oh God, when do I get a haircut? Have you been watching this game, Barry?
I've kind of been seeing it. I've seen that there's been a contentious VAR call that shouldn't have been given offside, basically.
Mate, it's one of those ones where they whipped in a free kick and you've got all the players in a line, right? You know, you've got the defence playing the high line, the forwards are trying to... And it's one of those ones where a couple of hands and maybe a little shoulder was just in front or just behind, and they took 3.5 minutes to disallow it. 3.5 minutes. Other than that, Fulham, mate, are about... No, they're not. Fulham are awful. And if you could hold the fort for 1 second while I get a jump on, because this house is like the North Pole. So
okay, yeah, you go and stick some heat on or put a jumper on. Put a jumper on. It's November. No, don't go sticking the heating on.
Oh, I want the heating on so much.
No, you can't have the heating on. It's November. Put some clothes on. That's what you need to do. Put some clothes on. So yeah, people. I mean, look, Fulham have scored what 9 goals in 10 games. Only conceded 16, but yeah, they're just pretty rubbish. But they're coming on. I'm slightly behind on my stream, but yeah, they're coming forward. But yeah, look, Man United on the break now. But look, I think it's interesting. I don't know what everyone else with VAR again being involved. It's just nonsense. Take 3.5 minutes to make a decision, and we've got an interesting weekend. I'm sure there'll be more VAR calls. There'll be more decisions that go people's way or don't go people's way. And we'll go from that. So, yeah, 30 minutes gone, and it's still 0-0. It's what are people thinking in the chat? Let me have a look at some of the comments in the chat. I can't bring them up, but I can bring it. Adam Brisbane, Barry is probably the only Spurs fan that hopes your doggy does not start on Monday, so Royal gets the start. Look, I don't hope that Udogie does not play on Monday, so Emerson starts. But if he's not ready, then you know it's a better option than Ben Davies. It's not the right option. Obviously, we need better. I know I'm deluded around Emerson, but I know that we need to get better players in, right? So let's not let's not worry about that. But if he plays, then let's hope he puts in another performance. It's crazy, but yeah, I back my boy. So United have got a corner, or they had a corner for people that are watching it in real time. Fernandes whips it in, and who was that? Johnny Evans, trying to do a overhead kick, and he's just got out for a goal kick. So this game is probably going to finish 0-0 and be a bore draw. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting. Brun Saul's first game, they already made a mistake. VAR is fun. I wouldn't say it's fun. I'm going to the weekend of the Villa game on the Saturday. I'm going to Barnet against Wealdstone, or Wealdstone against Barnet, local derby. It'd be nice to go to a game when, if a goal goes in, you can celebrate and not worry about it being given offside or not given offside, or whatever decisions they're going to make, right? So, it looks like Savva's back. I can see a reflection in the window. I don't know where he's gone to. Maybe he's gone to knit the jumper. Or he's probably gone back to do his hair, because it's probably, you know what it's like when you put a jumper on. Just moves the hair out of the way. Well, that's what I miss. You see a goal go in, and you don't know whether to celebrate. You celebrate, and then it says check in VAR, and then you have to celebrate again. But it is absolutely crazy. But all the people in the chat, I don't know how many likes on, but hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Obviously, Savva's going to be here all day. It's going to be around the grounds at 2:30. Then there's the watch-along for Newcastle, Arsenal later. I know all the Spurs fans. I know what result we're hoping for. What the F is a jumper race? So yeah, look, it's going to be a lot of content today from Football Heritage TV, and I'm sure we'll see Perchy turn up a little bit later. No bets today. No bets today for me. I've just been chilling out, really. It's been horrible for those of you in the UK and around London with the weather. The sun's out at the moment, and hopefully it's going to be okay for fireworks. It might be a little bit wet underfoot, but we'll just enjoy the fireworks. Got the YouTube Slayer is here as well, so if she turns up a little bit later to come and slay someone that she hasn't slayed before, she'll obviously come and do that and give us a bit of light entertainment. And no, Adam, I haven't got Perchy's suit yet. I suppose we better do that, because obviously a week on Thursday we will be at Anfield for the Football Content Awards, and hopefully Savva will be getting a award, a first, a second, or a third place in the best new content creator category. I think that's the official word of how you say it. So so I need to go and pick up Perchy's suit. Then on the day, Haz and Savva are coming to mine. Then we're driving up. We're meeting Perchy in Liverpool, and then all driving back the next day. So yeah, it's gonna be a great evening. And here he is. Where did you go for your jumper? Like, it's been like 5 minutes.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Why did I miss 3 goals and some more VAR decisions?
I don't know. I was kind of working out what I was going to say. And I spoke a bit about VAR. Then I said about like and subscribing, what shows you've got on today. Then I was talking about. So Adam asked about Perchy's, if I picked up Perchy's suit yet, and then I was talking about what's going to happen in a couple of weeks, and then I was thinking, Christ, is Savva ever coming back?
I mean, we've got Ray asking what a jumper is. It's all happening. Do you like our little scoreboard? Are we happy with the new look of the pitch and the?
Yeah, I do like that. Susie do that?
No, this was all Perchy, I think, on this one.
Oh, was it? So Perchy did one thing, and Susie's done a number of things, but Perchy will just be waxing lyrical about this scoreboard for the next 3 weeks.
Yes, basically that's exactly what's happened.
But you didn't miss any goals. Don't worry, you didn't miss any goals. I think it's going to be 0-0. I just can't see it being anything else. Why is the scoreboard it's gone down. Now it's gone back up. It's gone down again.
There you go.
Yeah,
is that
that's
right?
Better. Yeah.
Yeah. Hang on. Oh, what have I done? Yeah, Perchy's good with all this. I normally leave all this stuff to Perchy, but like there is a way. See where it says Watchalong? I can pull that up, and I'm not sure how to do it. I miss Perchy. Come back, Perchy.
Come back, Perchy. What's he doing? What's he? Oh, see that you're moving it again. You're moving it.
Yeah,
again.
no, I'm moving it. I'm trying to drag it. Oh, I know what. Hang on. Is that better?
That's better.
Right, I know what. Hang on.
But then the Football Heritage logo's gone a bit. There you go.
Yeah,
there you go. Kind of, and now it needs to be a bit smaller.
Yeah. I've got it. Hang on. We'll get there in the end.
We're getting there. No, we're going smaller. That's it.
Is that right? Hang on.
Down a bit, left a bit. To me, to you. There we go. That's it. Whee!
There we go.
There we go. We've done it. We don't need you, Perchy.
Yeah, Perchy, you're sacked already. Keep smashing the right button. This has got to go down as the worst 45 minutes of football I think I've seen all season. Or if someone said to you this was a relegation battle, Barry, I'd believe them. This is awful.
Yeah, I mean, look, I said it when you're off. You know, Fulham have scored 9 goals in 10, conceded 16. So yeah, and we saw how they were kind of against us. It's just horrible. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, there was the noise around Marcus Rashford having a planned birthday party, and then Eric Ten Hag making a massive thing about it, which is I don't really understand. It's young. It was planned. It's not like, oh, we've just got beaten 3-0 by Man City. It's my birthday. Let's go out and have a party. So it's kind of nothing is going right for them. Everything that could go wrong is going wrong at Man United. And I still don't understand how Varane is on the bench and you've got Evans and Maguire in the back in those back.
Is he injured?
If he's not well, he said it was tactics the other day, didn't he? Tactics. And what we were hoping for is that the reporter then asked him, what tactics are you talking about? Because why would you have a World Cup winner on the bench and you've got the Leicester City central defence from 7 years ago or something as your front two partnership? And I guess the other thing is, I know obviously he was injured, but why have you got a left back on the bench and you've got someone who isn't left back at left back? None of what's going on at Man United is.
I don't understand anything this guy does, Barry. I honestly, I don't understand any of his decisions. Yeah, I don't get it. Why does anyone want to? They want to see your wife? Okay. Afternoon. Big up to you, Rico63. Big up to you as well. Who have we got? Any bets on Barry? Barry, you got a bet on?
No bets today.
No. Here's Angus. Here's
Hello,
Angus. By the way, I was flicking around on Instagram earlier and I saw a post from it's got to be either AFTV or DR Sports. It was one of the ones that Don Robbie was. And the first comment I saw was from someone called Angus McDowell. And it was that the question was from, I think it was from Don Robbie or whoever, was whose unbeaten record will go first, Spurs or Arsenal? What do you think Angus said, Barry?
He said Spurs, didn't he?
He said, yeah, Spurs' record is going to go. I love Angus. Honestly, I saw him yesterday on Perchy's show. If Angus tells you it's raining outside, you can put on your flip-flops, your shorts, and no top because he's wrong. Unfortunately, I love Angus, but I can't remember the last time he was right about anything. But hey, big up to you, Angus. I really, really do like him. Yeah, big up. This has been an awful advert for the Premier League. If we're brutally honest, this has been an awful advert. Talking about awful, Wayne Holland, I had your boys last night in my You've been brushing everyone aside and then last night couldn't score a goal. What happened? Leeds United beating you 1-0 at Leicester. Did you see it, Barry?
No, apart from, I mean, look, apparently Leeds deserve to win. So, I mean, no one ever likes to think that. And I wasn't really paying much attention. But yeah, when I saw they'd won, aside from the sort of chance at the end that Meslier hooked out, I didn't think that there was much going on. It was kind of a boring-ish game, considering it was the top couple of sides in the league allegedly. And like you say, Leicester have been on such a run. Harry Winks couldn't pull it. Yeah, Harry Winks couldn't put it out the bag. What a shock that is.
Harry Winks for Championship Player of the Year, and then people will go, should we get him back? Like, is he? I saw what was all this yesterday. I didn't see a lot of it, but it was in our group about suddenly there seems to be a lot of talk about Dele Alli. Could Postecoglou? Why? Has anyone watched this boy play for 4 years? He is awful. Why do people want him back? Are we doing that sentimental thing again?
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's sentimental FC. The same with, and I think it came out the day before. Oh well, and Ndombele, he wants to come back. I'm sure Ange can work with him. Is that why Ange sent him out on loan? Because he didn't want him, but he can do something with him. Look, there's no doubt. He's like, no doubt about it. He, technically in his ability, he could be or could have been a great player, but he just isn't. And he's just, in terms of, if you look at application, you look at what's happened with us, right? We lost Harry Kane. And everyone thought it was going to be the end of the world. But actually, last night, I was actually watching League of Their Own with James Maddison on there, and they talked a little bit about it, and he was disappointed. And then James Maddison brought up if you join us or not, Spurs are going to be playing a different football this year. And even James Maddison said in the back of the mind, he was like, if I don't go there and they're going to start playing well, I'm going to. Yeah. So, look, we just need to move on. What I am pleased about is what Anne said earlier, or said yesterday in his press conference about getting January signings done earlier, which was again a breath of fresh air. So look, here everything is positive, but we can't look back. We can't look back on Dele Alli and Ndombele and all of this nonsense, because if we do that, what are we going to do? Something happens to Vicario, we're going to start. Oh well, Hugo's there. Let's get him back in goal. Do you know what I mean?
Let's just go and. Willian, the first moment of, I don't want to say class, but the first moment of something in this game, really, cutting on his right, about 25 yards out, and wrapped it round, and in the end it was 3 or 4 yards wide, but nice to see somebody do something in this game. Look, you're absolutely right. What are we going to do? Start talking about getting Ian Walker or Eric Torsvet back? You know what I mean? By the way, in La Liga, Girona are winning again. Girona are winning away at Osasuna. As things stand, Girona are top of La Liga. What a story that is. Girona are top of La Liga by 3 points as it stands. They've scored the most goals in La Liga this season as well. And they've got a left-sided player. I'm not sure if he's playing today. They've got a left-sided player called Savio. I'm not saying it because his name's similar to mine. 19-year-old Brazilian. That's the sort of player I want. If anyone hasn't seen Savio at Girona, go and give this boy a watch. He's a player. He's a really good player. Big up to Kate in the chat. Hope you're well. Yeah, Wayne, you did tell me. You did after we talked last night on WhatsApp. You did. Miss Bumble said Ten Hag is trying to get himself sacked with these tactics. I'm going to be honest. I don't even see any tactics, Barry. Like, I may have not liked Conte's style, but I understood the tactic. This is just, I don't know what this is.
Well, talking to a Man United fan, and he was saying about it, and he was going, actually sacking Ten Hag is not, what's it going to do? Because they don't have a plan. They don't have a a director of football. They don't have anywhere to go. So actually, you know, is De Zerbi going to leave Brighton to come to this? All he's going to do is come here for a pay rise. He's not going to do it to come and do his football career any good. And obviously, after what we saw with Potter going to Chelsea, he'd be reluctant to go. And then what? You're talking about what? A Zidane or a? I just don't think it makes I just don't think it makes a difference getting rid of this manager, because it's, you know, yes, they've had a lot of injuries.
Barry.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what I said about the Man U situation is: do I think Ten Hag should be sacked? Yes, he's done dreadfully, but bigger picture is, if you sack him, it can't just be a sacking. It's got to be right. We need a new director of football. We need a new philosophy. We need a plan. They need their own version of Postecoglou.
yeah.
They need a De Zerbi, a Postecoglou, a Poch. They need someone that will go in there, and their fans are going to need to acknowledge now that this isn't. We can't just keep saying Man United and talking about them as though they're one of the biggest clubs in the world.
Yeah.
This isn't Man U anymore. This isn't the Man U we grew up with, when every weekend you go on Man U at home, 3 points.
Yeah.
3 points. No one went to Man U thinking we're going to get a point. Everyone went there going, "Oh God, we're going to lose this."
Yeah, and even if there was teams 1-0 or 2-1 up with 5 minutes to go, you were even going, "Well, Man, you're still going to win this game of football." Like, you know, Fergie time and everything else. They still had that fight, and they still had that desire to kind of win games. You know.
Oh, mate, absolutely.
And they were like the Man City, right? When you were saying, "Oh, who's going to win the league?" Man United. Who's going to win the FA Cup? Man United. Who's going to win the Champions League? Man United. You know, it's always that was how it always was.
Yeah. No, listen, absolutely. I mean, watching this now, I don't expect a lot from Fulham, but this Man United, this is unrecognisable. If someone had said this team just got promoted from the Championship, I'd believe them. This is unrecognisable. There's no moments of quality. There's no football being played. There's no one's whipping in balls. No one's creating. There's no overlaps. There's no 1-2s. I don't know what this Man United team is.
And just even then, the camera pan and it was to Rashford on the bench. You know, it's like he's not playing. It's irrelevant. It's crazy, right? So it's everything that's happening at the moment is just going wrong for them.
It's awful. I think the feeling was, and it's why at one point I wanted Ten Hag, was, well, if he can come and play that football that Ajax play, I think that was the feeling amongst most fans. And I don't know, this is worse than I saw them under Solskjaer. Ulfric has said, Savva, what do you think about this idea that Kane was holding Spurs back and Spurs are better without him? I've seen this idea gather a lot of traction. Look, Ulfric, for me, I don't believe this is true. I don't believe Kane was holding Spurs back. Are we playing better now? Yes. Is it because Kane's not in the team? No. Would we be scoring more goals if Kane was in this team? Yes. Look, I wasn't worried about Kane going because I thought we'd play as a team. But that for me is more an indictment of what the last couple of managers have done, Barry, in terms of everything went through Kane for the last few managers. Now, it's not. I don't think that's an indictment of, oh, Kane's gone, look how good we are without Kane. I don't think that's quite the truth. Do you?
Yeah, look, I think it's a nice narrative because obviously they've been knocked out of both cups and they're not top of the Bundesliga. So it's kind of like, oh, well, let's do some comparisons and everything else around it, right? So there's that. I agree with you. Are we playing better? Yes. Is it because he's not there? We don't know. But I agree with you that we'd be scoring more goals because Maddison, first of all, Richarlison would be nowhere near this football team on the pitch. You'd have Sonny and Kane and Maddison. I mean, that is just like a dream, right? So, what it's done is, and you see it all the time, right? You have, and in some respects, you see it with Man United with their midfield, with who they've got. You've got 4 or 5 or 3 or 4 big players, and they're all trying to be that star, like star boy Saka, trying to be their star man. But actually, you saw it when Ronaldo was there. Ronaldo or Fernandes, they're both playing on the pitch. They're both trying to fight over who's going to be number one and everything else. And what I think you find is that everyone's gone. First of all, you've got the players that maybe wouldn't have had the opportunity, and they've got the opportunity, or they were on the pitch. So, for example, Sonny, with Harry Kane on the pitch, yes, he's still the big pull, but it's Harry Kane, right? And Harry Kane scoring 30 goals a season, and Sonny's doing 20, 23, what have you, right? He's then come out of his shell because he's been allowed to come out of his shell because Kane's not there. Lloris isn't around. The leadership team has changed. Not only is it given someone new coming into the club, you've got someone new. It's almost like that. Something new, something blue, something borrowed, and all of that nonsense from the wedding day, right? But it's kind of like that, right? You've got it's the chemistry that's being created, and you don't have to be the best 11 players in the league. You just have to have that chemistry and want to fight for one another. And I think that's what they're doing. When you had a Lloris, the spine now from Vicario, Romero, Van der Ven, Basuma, Maddison, Son, compared to a Lloris, Dyer, Højbjerg, there's no comparison. The spine of youth, and that's it, right? Youthful players as well. They don't have this. They don't have like, he's been playing 10 years. He's always been here. Look at the aura around him. Young players these days, they don't care. They don't care about reputation. Vicario doesn't care about Lloris has been there at the club 10 years. He's like, I'm going to be number one. I don't care if this guy's been here 10 years and he's a World Cup winner and everything else. I'm coming into this team and I'm taking his place. And there's like that. There's like that no fear. And then there's also, and we talk about a lot, the Spursy tag. They don't have that because none of them have experienced it. Whereas most of the other players that were in and around the first team under Conte, Mourinho, and everything else, they've been in semi-finals, they've been to finals, and they've got that Spursy tag. But the players that we've brought in, they don't. They bring, Romero, World Cup winner, Maddison, FA Cup winner. You've got people that are winning things that know how to get over the line, and they just don't. There's none of this reputation behind it. So.
No, absolutely. I mean, do you know what? I've just been doing some searching in the background. Harry Kane this season. And by the way, yes, Angus, well done for Celtic for taking 52 minutes to score against 10 men. Well done to Celtic. They're 1-0 up at Ross County, who had a man sent off after 10 minutes. Turnbull with the goal there. And Osasuna have equalised at home to Girona after 25 minutes. I was just doing some searching, Barry. And Harry Kane has got, across Europe, the most goal and assist contributions of any player in any league. He's got 17. He's got 12 goals and 5 assists. Listen, there's no doubting this guy. This guy will score goals wherever he goes. Yeah. He's a class player. For me, I'm not bothered that we lost him. The thing that annoyed me was that we didn't even attempt to buy a striker. That's what frustrated me. And all these people going, oh, well, Brennan Johnson was his first choice. I'm sorry. How was a striker not a first choice? Yeah. They knew all summer Kane was going. Postecoglou's basically said, the first day I met Kane, I kind of knew he was going.
And that Levy was what, 12th of July, right? So
right. July, August, you had 2 months. You had 10 weeks to get yourself a striker. That was the thing for me where I thought, why have we not done this? Why was a Santiago Jimenez not brought in? Why were we not bringing in these players? But look, are Spurs better without Kane? I mean, it's all hindsight. Spurs finished second in the league with Kane. Spurs were in Champions League finals, FA Cup semis, League Cup finals, top 4 every season with Kane. So I think, again, it's very premature that we say these types of things.
Yeah, and also what would have happened, the narrative would have been the other way, right? If we'd have been like down where, 14th, 15th and what have you, been like, oh yeah, look, Tottenham are rubbish without Kane. It would have been the other way around. So, the same as what we were talking about this morning, right? If Chelsea come and get a result against us or something happens and we throw it away. The story will be Chelsea have been poor and Spurs are always been like Spurs have always been. They can't finish the game or see out a game. But actually, it's look, whatever happens, like today, if Arsenal go and lose to Newcastle, they lose the unbeaten run. We know what's going to happen. All the Spurs fans, we're the only team unbeaten in the Premier League now. Like we saw the nonsense when, the other night when Arsenal went out of the cup, we're the only top flight club in the whole of things that are undefeated and all of this nonsense, right? Whereas if it's the other way around, the Arsenal fans go, we're still unbeaten. You lost the unbeaten. We knew it was going to happen. So it's, when it happens, everyone goes on this narrative either way of what they think, what they think is going to suit what they want to say. So
right, Barry,
which is why let's wait till the end of the season. Then we can sit there and go, then we can sit there and everything else and go, this is what happened. But you can't compare it because Kane's playing in a different team. This Tottenham team is a different team. It's just silly, really. It's just silly. You can't compare because even if you look at the top of the table and the bottom of the table, the most points scored and the least points scored, but you can't compare it against the Premier League 10 years ago because there were different players. They weren't, there was none of this focus on data or fitness and, even look at the shirts. The shirts 10 years ago, I used to fit in them. I have to get like a 85 XL just to try and get it over my head because they're so skin tight. They look like I've sprayed it on. It's horrendous.
Mate. Do you know the funny thing? You make a great point. The problem is, as I've said for ages, to all the just enjoy the ride crew, it's everything is right nowism. You lose a game, oh my God, it's awful. I remember when we were 1-0 down to Sheffield United in the 95th minute or whatever it was, whenever it was, right? Everyone in the chat was, still Spursy. We've been crap today. The substitutions have been awful here. We grab a couple of goals in the space of 5 minutes at home in like the 100th minute or whatever. And everyone's going, it's different. It's different. This manager, these players. And that's why I don't go overboard after 10 games on anything, Barry. It's why I don't think anyone's amazing after 10 games. Anyone's terrible after 10 games. For me, funny enough, consistency is everything. Yeah. Are we better without Harry Kane? I don't see how any club in the world can be better without a 30-goal-a-season striker. But are we playing well without Harry Kane? Yes, in patches we are playing well without Harry Kane. It's one of those things we'll never know.
Also, it's your favourite line. It's your favourite phrase. It's about context and consistency. Ulfric, you're talking about Harry Kane winning a golden boot, right? I get he won a golden boot, but he scored 2 goals against Tunisia, a hat-trick against Panama, and a penalty against Colombia. I'm sorry, right?
Yeah.
Just because he's done, you can do that at a World Cup, right? But, you can do that in the Euros against the teams that because you're always going to get, not so much the Euros, but the World Cup, you're always going to get a group where, your favourites to go through. 2 of them are going to get absolutely slapped up, and then there's going to be a tougher game, let's just say. And I just, he didn't score in the last 3 games in Russia. So, come on, let's put it in, let's use the context. And all right, he scored the most in North London derbies. Great, I get it, but you don't win a trophy for winning the North London derby. And when we have had big games like final, FA Cup finals, League Cup finals, semi-finals, Champions League finals, he's not turned up. He's not turned up. And also, Angus, don't give me this nonsense. You didn't care about the Carabao Cup.
Hang on, I've started that. We're coming to that with Barry. Barry, did you truly believe that comment would go? Would go amiss? We're going to get to that. What I would say, the Harry Kane conversation is interesting, right? And it always will be. Even at Bayern Munich, it will be until this guy does it in the biggest games. It's why I never put him on par with when people talk to you about best players playing the Premier League. The likes of Rooney, the likes of Henry, the likes of Ronaldo, Bale, maybe not Bale, but these guys in the biggest of games. We're talking finals. We're talking games to get you over the line to win a league. these guys turned up. Kane, yeah, fabulous. I mean, I don't think anyone right now, Barry, could say that Kane is probably not. Him and Haaland are the best two. Him, Haaland, Benzema are up until this year. I don't count it now. They've gone to that league. The best finishers in world football. Lewandowski as well. Mbappe, but probably. Now you've got to look at him and say, great goal scorer, but there has been a lot of big games, Barry, where he's got to step up in one of them. Yeah. World Cups, World Cup semis, Euro final, Euro semi-final, FA Cup semis with Spurs, League Cup finals with Spurs, Champions League final. At some point, you have got to step up and go, that's why I'm one of the best players in the world. And the argument you get is, yeah, but it's a team game. Of course it's a team game. But there's a difference between being a good team player and being elite. Yeah, Gary Neville is a good team. Gary Neville was a solid right back, right? Was an important cog in the wheel. But you get the feeling they still would have won all those titles if they'd had an equally competent right back, right?
Yeah, 100%.
You've got to be that for me is the difference between Kane and the others. For me, class goal scorer, but I'm chucking Son into that bracket as well, Barry. I'm chucking Son into that bracket. It's great. Get your hat trick against Burnley. Yeah. But down the years, in those big semis and the finals where you've needed Son and Kane, I can't remember either of them doing a thing. I don't tell even in the chat.
No. And Ulfric's making a point. He says Thierry Henry didn't score one goal in any final. Yeah, but he won trophies. Him as a team, they won trophies. They won a World Cup on home soil. They went and won Premier Leagues, FA Cups, League Cups. So they did care about it back then, Angus. So look, it's not. I just think that it's just really silly to sit there and say, this, that, and the other. And I just look. He needs, like you say, if Bayern Munich are in a Champions League final, they're 2-0 down, and Kane scores a hat trick, then that's what he's doing. That's what's happening. We saw what Mbappe did in the World Cup final, right? We saw what he did to bring France back into that. That's what that's what you don't see from a Harry Kane, a Son, or any England player. You don't see them getting the game by that, or we haven't seen that, since probably, I don't know, Beckham against Greece, when you knew it was like, this is the kick, this is what needs to happen, this is the moment. We don't see those moments from England players. We don't see those moments in a Tottenham shirt. There's never been a game where we're up against it and we just think, if you want to go and if you want to see the last player that did it, go and watch the David Beckham documentary and go and see him in those games, in those Champions League games where he's had a stinker of a first half and then he just goes, right, I'm not having this. I'm taking this game, scruff of the neck. I'm getting this in. I'm changing this game. That's what he needs.
Do you know what? It's not even, for me, like when Ulfric's saying about score, it's not even scoring, but a moment's change the game. Like if you look at the teams are back out now, by the way, but if you look at the final of the World Cup and everyone was billing it as Mbappe versus Messi, they turned up and got 5 goals and assists between them.
Yeah.
Right? They turned up. They did the deed. They were instrumental to everything their team did. Kane and Son, I've never seen them do that in those massive pressure cooker games. And as I said, it doesn't have to be a goal. But what about the killer ball for a goal? You know what I mean? Like I've just not.
Exactly. You look at that Champions League final, whether he was fit, not fit, whatever he was playing. What did he do in that game to have an influence on that game? If he'd have, if you think about it, 2-0 down at Ajax, Lucas Moura, of all people, came and had an influence. He had more influence on that Champions League run, you could argue, than what Harry Kane did. Regardless that he was injured and everything else, he was still, in the early stages he was involved. You can argue Sonny had that impact at Manchester City. Those are the types of impacts of having impacts on games. but you don't. I don't remember a game when Harry Kane has had that much of an impact on a game that's changed the result when the team was up against it or whatever. And Bill, that's fine. He was injured. We get it. But then, even then, that would have been even more of a thing. I'm injured. Come out after the game. I was injured. I want to, we know how it's important for me. I got my team over the line. You know how important it was for me to win a trophy with Spurs. These types of things are the types of about having that impact. But yeah, it's Ben Watson scored in the final. So look, people can score, but having influence, having that impact. Look, for me, you have to go and watch.
I see this a lot, Barry.
Not hated because he's English, but absolute nonsense.
I don't understand. Why, when talking about footballers, does their nationality have anything to do with anything at all? I don't think I've ever talked about a player and gone, you know what? Oh, he's French, therefore he's rubbish. Oh, he's German, therefore he's rubbish. What? What are we talking about? Like,
I mean, look, I get it, right? I get it maybe 30, 40 years ago when we were sat there and it was England, Germany, and everyone was like, like the 66 World Cup, right? 20 years after the Second World War, it's going to be a bit tasty and it's going to be, we don't like it because of everything that's happened. But it doesn't matter whether he's white, brown, yellow, green, pink, whatever, skin color or wherever he's from. It's got nothing to do with that. It's, it's just nonsense, just absolute nonsense to even, think that Kane is hated because of that. It's got nothing to do there. And Goldbridge,
I don't care.
Yeah. I don't care. You're either good.
Is, right?
You're either good or you're bad. This is what comes back to my rant the other night, right? When I was talking about it, going, you can't say this and you can't say that. Like a kid at school, when a kid was at school and he was naughty, he was the naughty kid at school. But now we've got to label that kid with this. He's got ADHD or something else. Because we've got to label everyone, and everyone's got to have a label. No, you're either good.
Yeah, they're not just naughty kids anymore. It's got to be, he only acts out because of this. No, when I was a little shit, it was because I was being a little shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't anything to do with attention and I was just being naughty.
I know, and that's it. You're a good footballer. If I think you're a good footballer, I think it because I think you're a good footballer because of X, Y, and Z. It's my first thought is not sitting there and going, well, because he's French and I went to France when I was a kid and I had a really bad time, I'm going to hold it against that footballer. It's like absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense.
This comment, not this one. This makes me laugh. Savva, Gift Orban is shite. How lucky we didn't buy him. We should trust the scouting. Like, first and foremost, I mean, Gift Orban, this is the thing. You have got the same access to the internet that I have. The reason I know you've got access to the internet is because you're watching this show on YouTube, which is on the internet, right? You have the same access to his stats that I do. He is not shite. He's going through a bit of a patch. Lots of players go through a spell where they don't score goals and they're not labelled shite. This season, in all competitions, Gift Orban has played 16 games, Barry, and scored 7 goals, right? So at the moment, Gift Orban is averaging a goal every other game, right?
Better than Richarlison.
Right. We've got to stop doing this when players have all right, he's got 2 goals in 9 league games. Are we saying then if he plays this weekend, let's see when Ghent are playing, shall we? So Ghent are playing, when's the 5th? Tomorrow away at Charleroi, right? Right? If Gift Orban scores a hat-trick tomorrow and now he's suddenly scored 5 goals in 10 league games, is he still shy?
Well, it's a bit like Sonny after he went and won the Golden Boot, and then the next season didn't have a good season. Does that mean that he's a crap footballer? No, of course not.
No, he was out of form. He was dreadfully out of form.
Out of form, and he was injured. So
to be out of form.
Yeah,
I don't get it. Like, what makes me laugh now? Any player that we were linked with, that if they're, we've got to trust the scouting. All right, what about the players we missed out on?
Yeah.
Like, Tap Sober had a bad game the other day. Oh, God, lucky we didn't get him.
we always do that, right? This is what it'll be. If Spurs go on to finish in the top 4 and Bayern Munich don't win anything. It's the Harry Kane curse. It was never the Tottenham curse. And Tottenham were always better out without Harry Kane. And it's just absolute nonsense. It's just absolute nonsense.
I've never known anything like it. Honestly, it's like now, Sonny's got eight goals in 10 games. Yeah. What in the next 10 he doesn't score? Are we then going to go, oh, he's shit? No, he's in bad form.
Some people will.
For me, my point was last season about Sonny's. There was definitely times where he should have been dropped. That's not saying he's shite. There's definitely times when he should have been dropped. But look, this just cracks me up how quickly every player is judged. Like, as I said, I get this a lot about Romero. Romero's done really, really well this year. Last year didn't do well. But this 10 games, people are using, see what we said about Romero. All right, but what about all of last? I'm not picking on Romero, by the way. For me, players, give them time, consistency. You know, I just don't understand what's happening. Like, listen, back to Harry Kane. Harry Kane is one of the best goal scorers in the world. But the reason why other people don't rate him as much as Spurs fans is because they've not seen him on the big scale do anything.
Yeah.
That's just the truth. England v Italy. I don't remember Harry Kane in the game.
Apart from pinging the ball out wide, so then it came across to Luke Shaw. That was it.
You know, again, it comes down to, I always say, if you're going to put people on a pedestal, they're going to be judged by that, which is why I don't, like all these people going, oh my God, Udogie's the best left back in the league right now. Don't put them on this pedestal yet. Don't, just relax. Let them build, let them grow. Like, it's like when we were saying the other day about how many of our players get into other clubs. It's like, 7 of ours get into Liverpool's. It's like, oh my God, based on what? Like, what are we basing this off?
Based on feelings, Savva. Your lips are sealed.
Moving on.
Okay.
Moving on. Moving on. Angus, Barry, you want to go with this?
Angus, please stop this. Please stop this narrative that nobody cared about the Carabao Cup. We didn't care about the Carabao Cup. Tottenham didn't care about the Carabao Cup. Every cup that, I think Ellie said this the other day, she goes, every cup or every tournament a player goes into wants to win that tournament, right? When I was, anything in life, any sport that you play, you don't sit there and go, we didn't want to win it. Like we said with Man City, you know, they came and won. That was the first trophy that they wanted to win, and they got it over the line. They won it 5 years in a row or whatever, something stupid. To sit there and say, yeah, proud to be a Geordie, they got bigger fish to fry. I wouldn't have minded if you backed it up by going on to win a Premier League or going on to win a Champions League, which you obviously clearly think you're going to do this season, like you thought you were going to do. You were going to win the Premier League last season. I just think it's just silly. Look, you look at your midfield was one of the next comments. I think you had Jorginho and Havertz and Vieira that you spent a hell of a lot of money on. So whose fault's that? Is that Arteta's fault? Is that Edu's fault? Is that the scouting's fault? Whose fault was it? But you can't sit there and say you didn't care about it, because that's crazy. I'm gonna debunk this. We don't care about it in a second. Okay. But then what? And also for us, the changes that we made against Fulham, should it have been better that team to beat Fulham on the night? Absolutely. They didn't. We went out, but actually it's probably a blessing in disguise, because what you're doing is what the Spurs fans are doing, or some Spurs fans are doing, going, well, we would have played Ipswich, now we would have got Everton away, then we would have got an easy draw, we'd have been in the semi-finals, we could have won a trophy under Ange, and blah, 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 blah. But then they don't think about the 7 games in December would have been 8 or 9 games in December. So then more chance of injuries, and then it leads to the whole thing unravelling like it did quite quickly under Conte. So don't do that, Angus. Don't do that.
I'll ask this. By the way, this guy, listen, stop. You clearly haven't seen Santiago Jimenez play. I don't understand what he has got linked to Vincent Janssen just because they both played in the same league. It's so weird. It's just so weird. Angus, we didn't win the Carabao Cup. All right, let me ask you this, Barry. Does a team that don't want to win, right, chuck on Rice, Martinelli, Saka, and Odegaard to try and rescue them if they don't want to win it?
Well, clearly they did want to win it.
It makes you laugh. This is what I mean about football. Like, I love Angus. He comes in here and never, ever, like I love it. It's like he goes to bed every night, has completely forgotten any of his bad predictions from the week before and goes, you know what? I'm going to make some more. I'm going to say some more things that are silly. And he comes up every time. By the way, Kate, listen, as I said, based on 10 games, it's not true, though. I mean, we've scraped through about 5 or 6 of our games. So when we're talking about based on 10 games, 7 of ours are better than Liverpool's 11, just doesn't make sense for me. But hey, it is what it is. And there is nothing going on in this Man United game, by the way.
This game is awful. Like I said there, I've just gone, this is the worst half of football this season. Terrible advert for the Premier League, and everyone's gone back. That's the most accurate thing you've ever said. So even when I'm saying the truth, I'm getting hate for it. It's crazy, but hey, it is what it is.
I just listen. As I said, I think everyone, good touch. Iwobi, nice. That's the best thing I've seen in this game. Wilson, Willian, edge of the box, has a shot, and it just hits 2 defenders and goes all the way through to Onana. Look, it is what it is. I just think we're so football fans are so biased, and that's why I do find it really difficult. Sometimes I really, really do. Like, I've watched Spurs this season. I think we've had a couple of really good games. I think we've played really well in patches, Barry. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you have to play well every game. Of course you don't. No one plays well every game. But when we start going, 7 of our 11 are better than Liverpool's. Based on what? Based on what? Watch Liverpool play. They're a much better football team than we are. Sorry.
Some breaking news from Arsenal. This will make you laugh, Angus. Your under-18s game away to Brighton today was postponed after the team bus travelled to Bournemouth instead of Brighton.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Oh, God, it makes you laugh. Honestly, it's like, when I go on to whether it's the Big Six or when I went on to Never a Foul or Football Terrace, honestly, the number of people in the chat that can't see past their own team. So after a while, Barry, you realise you're not actually having football debates. It's literally a pissing competition. My dad could beat up your dad type of thing. Do you know what I mean?
I saw today that from your friend Hussam talking about obviously the player of the month and the manager of the month, and it said something about the media will glaze it and give it to Spurs again for both of them. Well, first of all, Ange is the only manager that's got a 100% record in October. So in theory, that should make him the candidate to win manager of the month. And second of all, no one said, I would argue that Van der Ven should have got nominated instead of Romero. But actually, it's probably going to be Salah or David Luiz from Villa that have probably got more chance of winning it. But they go on this massive rant like, the Spurs are, they've got this narrative against them, like they're gonna give them this and they're giving that. Harry Maguire is finally going off by the looks of it in this game on about the 8th time of asking. I don't know whether that's a blessing in disguise for United or not. So, but yeah, he's definitely coming off.
What makes me laugh is like when I went on to the Football Terrace for that show with Hassan.
Yeah,
what I said about him was spot on. I said, everything I see, you're so worried about Spurs. Like, constant content about Tottenham. And he's like, no. He's like, you and I agree. I said, yeah. Great save. Great save. Whoever that was, a lovely, lovely, lovely run from one of the Fulham players. It was Harry Wilson. It was a very awkward shot. He kind of dug it out from under his feet, and Onana's pushed it away, and then it's gone out for a corner kick. That was the best moment of the game, according to me. He said, "Oh, you and I both don't think we're going to win the league. Spurs are going to win the league." I said, "Yeah, but that's different to me saying to you constantly talking about Spurs haven't impressed you. Spurs haven't done well." Well, listen, as much as I don't think we're good every game, you're not top of the league if you've never played well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You know, and every time I see a post, it's literally about, hang on, he's in here. And Onana again. Fulham can't finish their dinner. That should have been 1-0. And every comment is about Tottenham. Every comment is about Tottenham Hotspur. And I'm like, why do you? Oh, I don't. Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
It's madness. Listen, let's be fair. I don't care who wins manager of the month, player of the month. I don't care about that. If I'm brutally honest, I don't really care. Yeah. Do you think Pep Guardiola, when he wins titles, sits there and goes, "Oh my God, I only won manager of the month twice this year"? He doesn't care. He don't care. Look, it is what it is. It is what it is. But hey, big up to everyone inside. Smash that like button. We should be on 100 likes by now. We're currently on 90. Let's get 10 more of you smashing that like button. Jason has said, "I've watched you since Ange got Spurs. You whinged when appointed. You whinged when appointed. And out cut. Then you still whinge. You are like Queen Aussie. You give no." I mean, Jason. First of all, I'm going to introduce you to my friend, the full stop, his brother, the comma. And I mean, wow. I mean, mate, I've watched you since Ange got Spurs. I didn't whinge when he was appointed. I was one of the ones that wanted him when I Barry.
Yeah.
I was very vocal about wanting him. You whinge when you went out the cup. Yeah. Damn right. Why would I not be annoyed that my club got knocked out the cup? Of course you would be. I'm Aussie. You give no credit. What has your nationality got to do with football? Oh, is this one where, because you're Australian and Ange is Australian, I'm English and I don't like him enough?
Harry Maguire hasn't gone off. He's just saved them again. Fulham should be winning this game. Yeah, look, people can only hear. Remember, two of these, one of these. They'll only hear what they want to hear. So, Fulham, Jesus, off the line. They are
right. So Man United have taken off Anthony, who again has done absolutely nothing, and they brought on Palestri. I mean, let's be fair. The fact that some of these players play for Man United, can you imagine back in the day, the likes of Garnacho, Palestri, Anthony, Maguire, Dallas? There would
be none of them playing because he certainly wouldn't have Bruno Fernandes as captain. I mean, it's just
more flowers. I love this saying that's come into football lately as well, Barry.
Flowers.
Every YouTuber team give someone their flowers. What does that mean?
Oh my God. Well, I'm going to put give someone more flowers in the box of he hasn't got the minerals. He's in the woods. He should have gone to Starbucks. He's a long way from Starbucks. All of these sayings that make absolutely no sense. Just say, give him, if you're meaning give him some credit, then say give him some credit. If I'm giving someone credit, I don't go, here's your flowers.
So I just want to say that this whole I don't give Postecoglou credit. I mean, I think Postecoglou's done a phenomenal job. I don't think I've ever said differently.
Yeah.
I think what you mean to say here is that I don't think Spurs will win the league. That for you is me not giving him and Spurs credit.
Yeah.
No, I think he's done a phenomenal job. I think Ant, the reason I wanted him, top manager. He's a top manager. As I've said, me thinking Spurs won't win anything is nothing to do with the manager. It is to do with the squad that we've got. That's just me.
God, headed over the bar now from a corner. Jesus, Fulham, man.
There's a decision going on here. Bruno Fernandes has gone down like he's been shot by a sniper. from someone in the crowd. You know, he has got to be the most annoying footballer in the world, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh, he's just, as a captain,
Oh,
I just don't understand. Like, it wasn't even, it was a little coming together, and he's gone down and he's rolling around like, and this is the problem, right? What the players are doing is he actually kicked Polinia first, if we're looking at it right. So God knows what they're talking about. But this is the problem, right? The players get used to he's booking Polinia for that. That is outrageous.
that is crazy, isn't it? That is crazy. Honestly, soon it's going to be a non-contact sport. Honestly, soon it's going to be. Do you remember at school? I don't know if your school did this, but like my school, they allowed us to play football, but when playing rugby, you weren't allowed to tackle.
No, we were allowed to tackle. We were still at the days where you could tackle and do the normal.
We weren't.
Thing.
It was tag. Is it tag rugby or
tag rugby, where you've got the belt on, where you pull off the tag and then you have to stop?
Yeah.
No, we didn't have that. I was lucky enough. We could have. We didn't have that woke intervention at that stage of my school sporting life. I'd come home and your legs would be bruised, battered, everything. But now, no, we can't do that. It's someone's going to complain or whatever. And there was a number of times where, we had games where someone had broken their leg or broken their arm, and the game had to be called off and everything else because it's that, and that was it, because that's an outrageous tackle. That was it Garnacho? He's getting booked. Yeah, good. I just don't like you say. I don't. Garnacho, he's gone to back heel the ball, lost it, and then just taken Harry Wilson out.
There's another player down on the floor right now. It looks like it is Rodrigo Muniz. He slipped. There was no foul. He slipped.
Oh, his other foot got stuck in the turf. Or is he back up? He looks like he's back up.
But again, the thing is, I think a new manager with a different way of playing, you might see Bruno Fernandes back to what he was. Yeah. You might see Anthony in his Ajax form. You might see Jadon Sancho in his Dortmund form. For me, this manager has sucked all the life out of this Man United team. Like, they are awful. This is worse than what I watched with Spurs under Conte.
Yeah, that was nasty. He slid. You see it. He slid, and his right foot got stuck, and he's got stuck in the ground. His body just went over. That could be.
I love this comment.
Ligaments.
If you could change one thing in football, for me, no half times. Play the 90 minutes straight through. For me, there's only one answer, and it's VAR.
Yeah, 100 million%. It's VAR. It's got to be VAR. Go back to it. Doesn't change anything. You're still debating it. You still had all of these things that we should they'd be talking about. Oh, that was offside. That wasn't offside. That was goal. But look, you like to think, come the end of the season, that every decision that's gone against you, you've got a bit of a rub of the green the other way, right? So, and that happens all the time, right? It happens in every sport. Sometimes, even when we're playing cricket, you get given out, you're not out. You don't get given out when you probably were out. So the decisions over time will match itself up. But this whole, look, that Man United goal earlier, they spent 3.5 minutes trying to find a reason to not give the goal, not because they were checking offside.
But that's what we're doing, Barry.
They are.
It's not about the decision anymore.
Yeah, the first English club to ever have a goal ruled out for a subjective. What the hell is subjective offside? This is like nonsense.
I know.
Subjectiveness. I would much rather go back to the days when it was daylight, because actually you'd see more goals. You'd see defenders not be in that kind of corridor of uncertainty, and the games would be more exciting. That's an awful tackle as well.
Can we go back to the days of when it was simple? Like, people keep saying, "Oh, football's changed." Why has it changed? Like, handball should be, was it deliberate? Not, did someone fire the ball at me from 3 yards away and it's hit my hand?
Yeah.
Like, what, you know, I never remember as many contentious decisions as we see now.
Yeah.
Hang on, United are they in here? No, they are. Hang on, he's got a chance for a dig. Oh, that is crap. They are. Oh my God, they are awful. Like, genuinely awful.
This is like you said earlier. This is not just a championship, not just a two championship sides promoted. This is a relegation battle. This game.
Oh,
this is,
yeah.
This is awful. And do you know what? I hope you're going to see. Hopefully later the Newcastle Arsenal game will be poles apart, and it'll just it'll be like a 4-3 or whatever.
It will be poles apart because you've got better footballers on show, and you've got two managers that want to play football on the front foot. I mean, what do you think of Newcastle Arsenal today? I mean, Arsenal, obviously, other than Spurs, are the only team that haven't lost a game yet. Newcastle, for me, are either brilliant or bang average. Right? There's no in between. But Newcastle at St. James's Park, under the lights. I love that. I don't know why that's ever a thing, but under the lights. Do you think
there's just more excitement? I guess it's like when the sun's out and everything's fine, it's like happy, but it's almost like when it gets dark. It's like all the nasties come out to play at night time, and there's going to be chaos and something's going to happen. Do you know what I mean? But it is under the lights or under the lights. It's under the lights. We all say it. Under the lights at the Lane on Monday. Under the lights at St. James's Park. It has that different aura around it. Different. I mean, I don't know. But you're right. Newcastle. I want to see a Newcastle PSG turn up. That Newcastle to turn up. Not a,
right.
Because then that's going to be a humdinger of a game. We haven't seen those Newcastle Liverpool games, those 4-3 games. Those were the games that I want to see a game like that tonight. That's what I want to see. Old-fashioned,
where it goes 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2. Yeah. Proper.
Yeah. And then it's like a 94th minute banger that just wins the game, Or like, even when you saw Newcastle when they smashed Man United and, Philippe Albert with that chip over the keeper, and you're just like, this is football. This is football.
Quickly. Wait till you see this shot from Iwobi. Like, wow. I mean, wow. Wow. This is such a bad game. I'm looking forward to the 3:00 kickoffs more than this. This Man United team, as it stands, I don't think they're going to get any European football at all. Let's have hang on. If we have a look at the league table, right?
Yeah.
It's only 11 games. Man United are currently 6 points off of the top 5, right? And 10 points off of the title after 11 games.
I don't see how. Yeah, you could maybe say the teams, 5th, 6th, 7th, whatever, could go off a bit of their claim. There's no way that's handball. It's just been hit straight at. You could sit there and go, one or two teams may implode, right, or may go on a bad run, but not to do this for them to let them go that back here. I can't see. You could probably see, Brighton, Villa, Newcastle. They could probably get through their groups or whatever, and then get knocked out, so then they don't have that amount of games, or they could still go on a run and then their focus may change. But I just can't see out of the teams that are above Man United that they, like you said, Newcastle are blowing hot and cold, Brighton are blowing hot and cold, but the teams above them, they're not really blowing hot and cold, are they?
The top 5 are running away from everyone. You've got to put Villa in that. Villa are 1 point behind Liverpool. And when you look at the games this weekend, Man City, I'll put my mortgage on it. The wife won't be happy. I'd put my mortgage on it. They're going to beat Bournemouth at Man City, right?
Yeah.
When you look at Liverpool have got Luton, hang on. Spurs have got Chelsea. I mean, they should win that. Villa away at Forest, they could win that. Again, you could see that top 5 pull even further clear, depending on.
Yeah. If Arsenal beat Newcastle, today, and everyone else wins, then that top 5 is and pulled away, and they're going to be what, 8 points ahead of the team in 6th. It's madness. Yeah, essentially.
Man City have made 5 changes. They've gone weak today. Man City, listen to how weak this is. They've gone with Ederson in goal, Kyle Walker, John Stones, Nathan Ake and Akanji.
Yeah.
With Rodri and Kovacic, Bernardo Silva, Jeremy Doku, Julian Alvarez and Haaland. What a very poor 11 that is.
That is an awful 11.
Yeah, sorry. If anyone can't tell, I was being sarcastic there. And I mean, if anyone wants to know why I think they're going to win the league and we won't, their bench is Ruben Diaz, Foden, Grealish, Vardial, Nunez, Calvin Phillips, Ortega, and Rico Lewis.
If we're talking about first 11s and their bench, that gets into our first 11 and our bench.
Yeah. Everton v Brighton. Everton looks to me like they're unchanged. Pickford, Young, Tarkowski, Braithwaite, Mikalenko, Harrison, Garner, Gay, McNeil, Decore, Calvert-Lewin. And Brighton have got Ferguson back in today. They've gone Verbruggen, Van Henk, Dunk and Veltman, Adingra, Milner, Gilmore, Matoma, Lallana, Gross and Ferguson. In the other 3 o'clocks, Burnley v Palace. Still no Eze for Crystal Palace, but he is on the bench. Eze has made the bench today. And in the Sheffield United Wolves game, obviously there's no Pedro Neto, but Kalazdic is starting for Wolves. He's about 9'4" or something, whatever he is, that bloke. So that should be a good game as well. There
could be a good game of not Griffin Park at the G-Tech with Brentford, West Ham. Brentford have made 2 changes. Roslev and Hickey drop out, and Mopé and Yeka are brought back in. And for West Ham, they've not won in 3 league games. Edson Alvarez and Lucas Paqueta lose their place due to suspension, with James Ward-Prowse and Antonio given the nod. Alfonso Areola started all of West Ham's Premier League fixtures this season, returns after Fabianski played in the Cup. So that could be a good game.
United are ringing. The big guns are coming on. Mason Mount and Anthony Martial have come on for Hoyland, who has now gone 8 games. I mean, I feel sorry for the lad. He's got 8 games now, no goal, no assist. He's come into a really difficult time here at Man U, hasn't he?
Yeah, 100%. But look, there is signings. I mean, look, I wish I'd bloody put a bet on this being 0-0, because I called it earlier saying this is going to be 0-0. Every shot that either side is taking is getting further and further away from the goal. Like that, whoever just took that last one for Man United was just more and more. And Hoyland's come off. He's absolutely annoyed about it, shaking his head on the bench. You haven't scored, mate. It's your job. You got to finish your dinner. But do you know what I actually think? And it's quite funny. Chelsea selling Mount, selling Havertz, and getting all these players out. They've actually probably, aside from Maddison, they've probably done the business of the summer, because they've got rid of a load of fraudulent players and Jorginho, and they got a load of fraudulent players out, and they're making the other teams worse. And they've got money for it, a lot of money for it as well. Crazy, absolutely crazy. But Ten Hag's just sat there on the floor, sat there on the bench, is and just there's no emotion, there's no plan, there's no 10 minutes to go. Fulham, the Man United fans are singing. They just need to, Fulham have had 16 shots versus United's 8. That's how embarrassing Man United are at the moment. Absolutely embarrassing. Here we go. Oh my God, what was that pass? Mount's first. Was that Mount's first? Yeah, it was. He went to slide a pass through and just missed everyone. And then Bruno Fernandes turns round to him and claps him.
Honestly, it's poor. By the way, Girona were going to go top of the table, and they've lost the lead. They've not just lost the lead; they've lost the draw at the moment as well. Budimir has got a brace. Ante Budimir, who's been in quite good goal scoring form lately, he's got 4 in his last 6 games. He's got another brace today. Osasuna 2, Girona 1, and Celtic are winning 2-0 away at Ross County. In other news, today is Saturday. This has been one of the worst Premier League games. When people say there's no hard games in the Premier League, give me a day off. This Premier League for me has got so many weak teams in it. It's unreal. No one's got goal scorers anymore, Barry. No one. I'm not saying no. There's a few teams at the top that got goal scorers. Yeah. I'm looking at the rest of these teams. No one's got goals.
No. Where are the Chelsea, no goals. United, no goals. Fulham, no goals. Luton, no goals.
Comment, Harry.
Huh?
Look at this comment. No lube. Not even gently.
Straight in, no lube, eh? Proud to be a Geordie. Christ almighty.
Savva, Fulham go to Villa next. Is there anything to worry about from them? I should think Villa will batter Fulham from what I've seen. I think Villa have got goals.
Yeah.
Villa have got goals. Brighton have got goals. Liverpool have got goals. City have got goals. Spurs can score goals. This is a very weak couple of teams I'm watching here. 83rd minute, free kick pushed away by the keeper. Wasn't ever really going to trouble anyone. I'd be embarrassed. If I'm Ten Hag, I'd quit. This is embarrassing what I'm watching here.
I mean, look, I suppose there's one benefit for Man United fans this weekend. They ain't got far to go home, have they, from Fulham? So
no, just a tube somewhere.
Yeah, a couple of stops on the tube.
Yeah. Angus, yes, you do. If you win today, you go top depending on Man City winning. So yourselves and Man City will both go on to 27 points if you win today. At the moment, your goal difference is level, but you've scored 1 more than Man City. So depending whether or not Man City batter Bournemouth, which I'm fully, I don't know about you, I'm fully expecting them to. Bournemouth have scored 8 goals and conceded 21 already.
Wow.
So Bournemouth are conceding 2.0.
Oh my word! United should have scored then.
Yeah, saw that.
Martial fell over and he still should have probably scored. Yeah, and also, so what I would like to say, Angus, is just so that you're clear, if Manchester City score 4 goals and you score and you have the same goal difference and concede 1, and you score 1 goal, that means Manchester City will be first and you'll be second. That won't mean that you're joint top. Okay?
Yeah, there's no joint top.
Yeah?
There's no joint top.
Jesus.
Oh, Ellie.
Just like Manchester City are not joint third at the moment, or joint second, sorry. They're third because you've scored 1 more goal than them. So just bear that in mind when it happens, please. When it happens.
Celtic have gone 3-0 up, and in other news, tomorrow is Sunday. What an absolutely, listen, I don't like to disregard other leagues. What a pointless league Scotland is.
Yeah.
Ever since I've been alive, I think it's purely Celtic Rangers. Like never anybody else, ever.
Until obviously when Rangers got sent all the way down, but you're right, it's always been Celtic and Rangers. They're always winning everything. I mean, Celtic are first as it stands, 14 points clear of third place, and they've only played 12 games. I know St Mirren have got some games in hand, but seriously, that's embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing.
By the way, Yusuf, I don't think it's a case of Bournemouth just bending over. I think that when Man City want to spank somebody, sorry, all these analogies. I think that when Man City want to give someone a hiding, they want to give someone a. That's another one, isn't it? I think when Man City want to pummel. When Man City want to whip someone, I'll stop doing it now. Look, in all honesty, I don't think it's, do Bournemouth just go easy for Man City? I think when Man City want to beat somebody massively, they can, right, Barry? It's Man City, isn't it?
And it's not the fact that they've just got the 11 to do it. You know that they can run Bournemouth ragged, and they can almost do what Bayern Munich did the other night when they scored 9 goals in that second half. Right? They could go and do that because they just have the players that can do it. You know, awful. Bruno Fernandes, what are you talking about, mate? He's a horrible version of a captain. Horrible version. Just made a challenge, then he's pointing at the guy's face, and just horrible. Absolutely horrible.
Oh, yeah. Angus, of course, sticking up for the... Listen, the Scottish League is just... I don't know what they do to solve it. That's a free kick on the edge of the box. That's a horrible foul from Dallow. I'll tell you what, if ever a game didn't deserve a goal, right, this game doesn't deserve a goal. No, it has been horrible to watch.
So someone asked in the chat, I think it was Steve asked in the chat, what happens if the top two have or proud to be a Geordie asked if the league finished with the top two have the exact same stats and everything else. So I have the answer for you. If any clubs finish with the same number of points, their position in the Premier League table is determined firstly by goal difference, then number of goals scored, then the team who's collected the most points in head-to-head matches, then who has scored most away goals in the head-to-head matches. And if it's not sorted by then they probably flip a coin. I don't know. I'd be very surprised it would ever get that far.
I mean, that would be amazing if two teams finished on the same points, the same wins, the same goals, the same
head to head, the same everything, wouldn't it? It probably would then have to be a playoff game, but the chances of that happening are like the chances of Spurs still being top come the end of the season.
Oh, mate, it's right. Fulham have a free kick. Come on. Someone with a little bit of something that makes me realise why you're a professional footballer. That would be nice. And that is definitely not it. That was free kick. Horrible.
Harry Wilson with his hair. You know when you were at school and you had those hairdo and you put a bit of blonde in it, like when you're 12 or something. Harry Wilson, what are you doing, mate? Your hair just looks ridiculous.
And in the 89th minute, Iwobi is coming off. So is Harry Wilson. It looks like Jimenez is coming on. Oh, he used to score goals, didn't he?
Yeah.
Jimenez is coming on, and so is Tom Kearney. I'll be honest, if my manager said to me in the 90th minute, go on, you're going on, I'd be like, oh, do I have to?
There'll be a couple of times when you've been like, there'll be a couple of times when we, whatever, you'd be like, no, it's all right, give someone else a go. I can't. Yeah. I'm nice and warm. I've got my jacket on. I'm nice and warm. I don't really want to go out there to run around for 2 minutes to then say,
And then I've got to shake everyone's hand and oh no. So Kenny and Jimenez are on now.
Please, they've been adding the time up. There's been 8 minutes, 6 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. Can we just have no minutes of added time, please, in this game? Because we don't want to increase this nonsense of a game. Awful.
Oh my God! They pass it straight out to Bruno. He's fired it in. Oh, this game is just the ball is pinballing about. Oh, they've scored. Man United have scored, and it is Bruno Fernandes if ever a team, oh wow, Ten Hag looks like a very, very relieved man. Watch the build up to this goal. The ball was pinned. It was just pinging about like pinball. Like no one could get the ball under control. It fell to Bruno Fernandes on the edge of the box, and he rifled it into the bottom corner. No doubt VAR will want to have a look for something. Maybe.
That is horrendous. Absolutely horrendous.
Look at the state of the defending as well. Like Fulham knocking it against Man U. Oh my God. What? I'm embarrassed to be a fan of the Premier League when I watch this game. Look at the state of it.
Oh my God.
Look at the state of it. I mean, in the end, it was a nice goal, to be honest. Like, when it finally dropped to him and he shuffled, bit of skill. But Fulham this is exactly like our game. Fulham looked like they couldn't score if they played all day. They just looked toothless. And Ten Hag has probably just seen a goal which keeps him in a job for another week.
Awful.
And the Man United fans are going mad.
Oh, and he got his hand to it as well. He got his hand to it.
What an awful football team Man United are. An awful football team. But what that does for the league table, Barry.
Oh, yeah.
That puts Man United, this is how bad the Premier League is. Man United are now sixth. Man United have gone into the European places at the moment. Like, watch this team and no one's going to tell me the Premier League is strong when they are the sixth best team in it. Like, it's just shocking. They've leapfrogged Newcastle and Brighton at the moment. Obviously, a game played more, but hey. What do people think? Man, you deserve this. They're bringing on Varane in the 93rd minute. There's 2.5 minutes of injury time left. If I'm Varane, I'm saying that. Nah. Obviously, you get your win bonus, but nah.
That's mad.
Yeah.
They're getting a win bonus. They're getting a win bonus and they're getting a clean sheet bonus.
Proud to be a Geordie. It's like when people compare James Maddison with Odegaard. Just saying. Or Ghost-a-Guard, as Lee Gunner calls him.
Ghost-a-Guard. It's not Halloween anymore. It's not Halloween anymore, Lee. You can't talk about it, yeah? Fireworks.
Oh God, yeah. Stop with your Halloween puns on the 4th of November.
Yeah.
Me and the missus, we're putting up our Christmas tree today.
You shall know. I was about to say, Man United fans go the funniest goal I've ever seen, but we will take it. And it's been a horrible game. We are terrible.
Oh, they are. They are United awful. A cue Man United keeping a clean sheet, and everyone going, "Well, Maguire's getting back to some sort of form." They are. Look, the United fans are giving it the big one, and I get it because they're winning, but they are. I couldn't pay to watch this. It is awful.
I would have. This was probably worse than when we got slapped up at St James's Park, right? This is. I would have gone in if I was a Fulham supporter in those £3,000 a year season ticket seats. I'd literally be going into the office and going, "Just take it. I don't want my money back. I'm never coming here again." Absolutely shocking.
Yeah, Fulham. Honestly, Fulham couldn't score if it was me and you playing out there. They've got no goal. What have they done this year? 9 goals in 11 games. We were having this discussion earlier. On our football group, and it was Fulham are only staying up because there are teams worse than them that won't get any points. If this was a stronger Premier League season, that Fulham would be one of the favourites to get relegated. And Angus, my captain, will be back today to his best. We'll see. Let's wait and see. Hindsight is a wonderful thing. He's got to start the game first. Angus just says things. Oh, look, here we go. So the reason why he hasn't played well, mate, it's just, mate, he was not playing well before the tackle from Kovacic. I think he's been crap all season. What are you talking about? Oh, dear me.
They keep doing this. But look, Manchester United, like you say, they're in 6th place at the moment. I don't think they'll finish in 6th place by the end of the game. Just to have them there is an absolute travesty of the way that they've played this season.
6th.
There you go. Ten Hag's ready to shake. What's Ten Hag saying now?
No, Angus. The difference is, mate, it's not. Of course, I would say that. Last year, Odegaard was very good. This isn't about him being Arsenal. Last year, he was very good. This year, whenever I watch Arsenal play, he's not at it. He's not what he was. And bearing in mind, I think Odegaard's had one really good season, which was last year, and then the Arsenal fans put him up there. We talked about this earlier, Barry. Pedestals. Mm. The Arsenal fans put him and Saka on a pedestal. You've got to do it every game once you put these players on a pedestal.
Yeah, it's got to be. You've got to be consistent. You can't just turn up and blow everyone away, and then the next minute, oh well, it's just don't show up. That was nearly a good goal, but it wasn't because it was United. And now,
this has been a tough watch. Around the grounds, I don't know if you're joining me for anything else today, Barry, but around the grounds will be much better because.
Because you've got FA Cup, you've got massive FA Cup games today. You've got Cheshire United against Maidstone in the first round of the FA Cup, and then tomorrow Charlton against Cray Valley in the FA Cup.
And the game has finished. It has finished. It is 1-0 to Man United. 1-0 to Man United. What an awful advert for the Premier League. I never want people telling me again there's no easy games and that every game's a hard game. That was shambolic. Yeah, Drula, my scoreboard still said 0-0. I didn't want to credit Man United with a goal. I don't think they deserved it. So I'm just making up my own rules to football now. Talking of goals, Girona have equalised with 20 minutes to go. Oh. And it's another player who's having a good year. It's the Ukrainian forward Artem Dovbyk, who's got his 6th league goal in 11 games. Theo, I agree, mate. I agree. Most Spurs games I watch, I don't think we're actually that good. I'm not saying it. I'm not biased. I get in trouble for not being biased. Hey, let us know in the chat. What did you think of that? Bruno Fernandes scoring. Bruno Fernandes getting the winner. That was. Let's have a look. Let's see. Bruno Fernandes.
I said about Bruno, I said Bruno the Rat, and he's just gone, the Man United fans just come on the group, let's go, cry more, you pigeon.
So that win leaves Man United 6th, 4 points behind Aston Villa in 5th. That's a gap is forming there. But Fulham are now 12 points. Fulham are 7 points clear of relegation. I don't know how they got 12 points. Every time I watch Fulham, they look about as dangerous. I don't know as what, but I don't know. There's no danger from them. And we move to around the grounds, which will be starting in 15 minutes. But Barry, that was crap, wasn't it?
That was awful. For any Man United fan. Oh, here we go. Worst captain of the club. Better than Custard Kane, who won the square root of nothing. Oh, here we go. They're all going.
What's that?
Man United fans.
Oh, yeah.
They've won a game against the worst team. Won more as a captain than your club has in 15 years. Yeah. Boring narrative. I'm just going. Boring narrative. The usual. That's why they say you talk about something. And then they go on the trophy, the normal. Oh, when was the last time Spurs won anything? But it was a horrible game to watch. I'm glad I came on and helped Savva because I think if he'd been there till he'd just be sat there looking at the screen like, what do I talk about? It's just there. So, yeah, I'll be back for Around the Grounds as well for a little bit before I have to go out and take the YouTube Slayer to the fireworks. So, you know.
No, she doesn't deserve it, mate. She doesn't deserve nice things.
Well,
like
no,
that.
no, but what I'm hoping is maybe someone else can come on that hasn't been on Around the Grounds and they can get absolutely rinsed before. She's been going around the whole house today going, Daddy, you streaming today? You streaming today? I said, why? I need to come on and slay some people. Yeah.
Ruler has asked, what's the best 3:00 game to watch? To be honest, I don't. Everton, Brighton. I don't know. Brentford, West Ham. Depends what you want from your game. I'm not going to watch any of them. I'm just going to have the scores coming in. Yeah, and I'm guessing everyone. Let us know. Has anyone done an ACCA today? Who's put an ACCA on? Have you got an ACCA going?
No, nothing today. Nothing today.
No, I looked, but yeah,
there's not really anything. There's not really anything exciting. There's no exciting games really. I think Burnley Palace. I mean, that doesn't excite me. Everton Brighton. Maybe Brighton could. The good Brighton could turn up and absolutely destroy Everton. Man City to score a hatful. Sheffield United Wolves without a Neto. I don't think that's going to be a boring game. So yeah, the exciting game. The only actually exciting game this weekend is probably going to be Newcastle, Arsenal, and then maybe Spurs and Chelsea. But then again, the way that the first one's gone, I wouldn't be surprised if they're all just awful this weekend.
Yeah.
So yeah, there we go. So anyway, Angus come in right at the end. What was your thoughts on the Fury and Ganu fight? Well, that was about as shocking as that game of football we just watched, Angus. Boxing in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, we've seen two alleged boxers beat people that aren't boxers just to save boxing, so that we can have a big fight in a few weeks. So yeah, I don't know. I just nonsense. Like this game of football. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, that is
how nice does that look?
Savva, no word of a lie, that burger is banging because you got the melted cheese on it as well. It is banging, that burger. I'm not sure about Ben's thing. KFC fries are really good because they've never been good, but
I love it. Bruno Fernandes has got man of the match.
Man of the match, brilliant.
Wow. Angus, my thoughts on the Fury. Boxing is becoming a bit of a joke. Is my thoughts. I swear now, nearly every boxing match you watch, it doesn't seem to be proper boxers anymore. Like, it feels like the world has run out of boxers and they're now just grabbing everybody from mixed martial arts and all of those things. I thought Tyson Fury was a disgrace. I thought he was awful. I'm not too sure really how he got that decision. Were you, Barry? I don't know how he won.
No, the same as the week before. I don't know how. Look, they had to do it to save boxing, right? It didn't mean anything. It didn't mean anything, but it was just, I think, what was it? Tommy Fury earned more from that fight than he earned from any of his boxing fights. So that just goes to show the level of whatever the fight was, spectacle, I guess, or show. I think it was more of a show. It was like going to the theatre and watching something. It was just awful. We were all saying it. It was awful. No one was throwing any punches. And then the decision went the other way. It was like they were watching. It was like they probably were watching something on their tablet next to them rather than watching the actual fight. And that's what they were scoring it on. It was crazy.
God, yeah, it was really, really poor. I don't know how Fury won it. But then, I mean, the week before was an absolute shambles. KSI, I think he's not a boxer. It was embarrassing. The fight before, who was the guy that lost to Oh, who's the brothers that fight?
Jake
YouTuber.
Paul.
Yeah. Whoever fought him.
Yeah, the guy then wanted to and then all the security coming in the ring, and it was just horrendous, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's just gone really, really silly. But hey, it is what it is. Listen, I'm going to end it there. I'll be back in 8 minutes. I'll be back in 8 to 10 minutes for around the grounds. Please join us there. It should be a lot more fun. And then we've got Newcastle versus Arsenal. So if you want to kill some time, just kill it watching people like us chat absolute nonsense about football. And if all else fails, Angus is always in the chat to give us some gems. So if all else fails, just look at Angus's comments and know that whatever he's telling you to do, Angus, what bet are you putting on? So I can go with the opposite. Angus, let us know your bet. Barry, thanks a lot. I'll see you in a minute.
No worries, man. See you in a bit.
Link through. And just as I say that, Girona from 2-1 down are 3-2 up and are currently top of La Liga. See you in a minute, guys. Take care, everyone. And if I don't see you then, I'll see you later. Bye, everyone.